guys, I'm Polly, also known as Pollygone Illustration, and today I'm going to be doing a studio tour. I moved into this studio at the beginning of January last year, so I've been here for like a year and 5 months, so it has been quite a while. So I think it is the perfect time to do a studio tour and show you guys around. So if you're new here, here's a little bit more about me. I am a freelance illustrator, but I also run my own business on the side where I sell my own illustrated products that I make and design myself. And everything I make is done in this room here. I've been making content on YouTube for over 10 years now, but I've been doing the small business and arty stuff for about 7 years. I'm gonna start over in this corner. So first of all, we have my massive IKEA shelf. So this holds most of my products. We've got my craft kits here at the top. Here we've got all the blanks and stuff. So everything that I print myself, I store the blanks up here. Then we've got notebooks and coasters, and these little baskets are so good at keeping things like mystery boxes and earrings safe and tidy. So they're all in there. We've got prints and stickers. And then down here we've got mystery boxes, keyrings, badges, and some extra prints and stuff. I like to keep some tote bags by the door so I can easily just grab these, put some parcels in, or any stock I'm taking to my shops. It's just super handy just to have these here, and it's a good place to have them hanging. So this corner does get a little bit messy, but we've got all my printed mugs in this box. So if I've got a conventional market, I can just go through the box, find a mug I've already printed and go. And in the box there, we have all my Stella plushes. The box is now looking fairly empty and there aren't a huge amount left. Here at the front we've got my table, which is perfect to take with me whenever I've got a market and they don't provide tables. And down here we've got some spare duck socks. These are ones I haven't prepped and I need to put the labels on them. And here we've got my sock blanks, just because I print so many socks. You guys absolutely love my socks, so it's just easier to keep the socks down there right next to my heat press. Down here we have my little blue trolley. I originally got this when I was a student and needed extra storage space in my halls, but I now use it to store all my sublimation stuff. On the top we've got my baking paper because I go through an insane amount of baking paper, and we've also got my mug press as well. I use this fairly regularly, so I want to have it on the top so I can quickly grab it. Then I've got some extra bits and pieces. I've got some sublimation ink and some heat protective tape and my gloves. Down here at the bottom we've got some tools for when I use vinyls. I haven't actually sold anything with vinyls on my own shop, but I have made a few bits and pieces for other people, which is why I have them. And then I also have a press for plates and I think baseball hats. I haven't even tried using them, so I'm not sure how they even work. I have them there next to my heat press just in case I need them. Here we have my sublimation table. So I've got my sublimation printer and my heat press. I use these so much. I've got so much I need to print for Comic-Con, which is in a few weeks time, so that's what this pile is here. This is everything I need to print. This table is probably looking a bit worse for wear because I've had it for so long now, but it's so good and it fits everything on it just as I need it. And then just sitting on the table we have my sock jig for making all my socks. So this shelf here isn't actually a shelf, it's an IKEA TV table. I had it in my last studio under the table because that room was pretty small. I didn't have a huge amount of space and storage, so this was a good solution. I put it under the table and then I could use it as a shelf, and I've just kind of continued doing that because this works perfectly. On here I mostly keep all my kind of hobby bits. In here I've got a bunch of prints that I need to sublimate as well, like the ones on top of the printer, but these are just extra ones that I have lying around. I have some stuff to make bracelets and things and some ink, and then my postcards for my Pantone postcard challenge. I've got this little duck up here, which is keeping this box closed. There is a bunch of craft kits in there, and underneath that we've got some felt craft kits. Then we've got my crochet stuff. I have recently gotten into crochet. I learned over Christmas. I've really been enjoying it, so I needed a whole box to keep all those bits and pieces in. In this box there's a bunch of random crafting supplies, so there's some felt, some thread, I think my needle punch stuff is in there, so that's kind of all random bits and pieces. Then we've got some pencil cases, my sculpt clay kit. Then in this corner we've got my wardrobe and my Kallax with the shelf on top. So on here I just keep lots of little bits and pieces I've collected over the years. Some of it I've made, some of it I've bought or I've been gifted. Yeah, it's just nice to have some cute decorations in here. Over here we have this little set of drawers. There's just a bunch of random art supplies. I didn't really know where else to put it, so they are in here. Then we've got my little plant and this mushroom that lights up. The bottom of the Kallax was a little bit trickier to organise, but I think I'm finally happy with how it looks. First, we have all my bits and pieces. These are all my charms and beads, anything I use to make keyrings. Then in here we have my Moru doll craft kit supplies, so everything I need to put the craft kits together. And up here we have everything I need to make the felting kits. So down here at the bottom you'll see all the felt and stuff. I did have those two boxes combined, but I finally separated them as it was such a tight squeeze that it's nice to have it in two separate boxes. Down here we have my books. So these are all kind of art themed books, or they are books that my art is published in. So we've got my degree show books over here, another little magazine I am published in, and some children's books I have made. Over on this side we've got my Fimo bits and pieces, my Copic markers and some washi tape. And then in here we have just a bunch of clothes that I don't mind getting dirty and covered in paint. So just some old jumpers and stuff I wear when I'm doing anything really, really messy. And then we have this queue, which is pretty much free and uninteresting. This corner, it's just kind of lots of random bits and pieces. I've got some extension leads, my green screen, my light box, some more art supplies, and then these boxes are full of old artwork. And this box on top, this is a bunch of Sublimation stuff I am trying to sell and get rid of, but haven't been able to get rid of yet. So that's just sitting there until someone wants to buy it. This wardrobe is one I bought when I was renting. So it's currently, so it used to be my bedroom, but has been in my studio since I moved back home. I don't know what I want to do with it. I want to keep it because when I leave here, I'm going to need a wardrobe for my bedroom. However, I feel like the space isn't, I don't really need it anymore, and I'd be much better off getting another wooden shelf. But then if I need a wardrobe in the future, I won't have a wardrobe. So yeah, currently I still have it. So if you've been around for a while, you'll know that I used to paint on denim jackets and sell them. So some of the jackets are actually still available up on my website, but a lot of these haven't even been painted on. I just bought to paint on them, but I've actually stopped really doing the jackets. I mean, if you're interested, please let me know. We can maybe sort something out, but yeah, it's just not really something I offer anymore, just because it's a lot of work. Somebody has to like the design, the color, the fit of the jacket, so there is a lot to take in consideration, so I kind of stopped doing that. I've been trying to do this for ages, to go through the jackets and start selling the ones I haven't painted on, but I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. This wardrobe will be pretty much empty once all of these have gone. Down here at the bottom, on the left hand side, we have all the socks I print myself, so they could probably just sit on a shelf. They don't really need to be in a wardrobe, you know, they don't need to be there. And then I also have a bunch of t-shirts, which I'm also trying to sell and get rid of. So these are blank ones that I've never used and don't want anymore. So they're just sitting there until someone takes them off my hand. The tote bags on the left-hand side are actually just misprints. They're ones that I don't want to sell, or I won't be able to sell. So they just kind of sit there and I use them instead of plastic bags. Then we have tote bags I am currently selling, and some t-shirts as well, my duck and skunk t-shirt designs. I do have my other t-shirt designs, my Stardew Valley t-shirts, but they're actually currently packed away right now for a market, so they're not in there, but they would be kept in there. Here we have my silhouette machine, which I use to cut out all my stickers. I've been very busy getting stickers ready for Comic-Con, which is, you can see what I've been doing. And we've got my printer, which I use to print prints out on, which I am actually stopping doing myself. So for now, the print is fine, just sitting there. I guess it's a backup in case anything happens to my main one. I get them manufactured because it's a lot of work and it costs about the same amount to do it myself and to get somebody else to do it. It's been a fantastic little printer, but if I'm not making prints, I don't really need it, which is a shame. This little shelf used to be my bookshelf in my old bedroom, but I've moved it in here and it fits all my packaged supplies on so nicely. It's perfect for that. It's actually a Billy bookcase, which has been cut in half. My dad made it, and honestly, it fits so great in this room because this room has sloped ceilings. So yeah, this is perfect. At the top, we've got my badge making kit and my label printer. Then we've just got a bunch of boxes and envelopes all along here, as well as a bit of bubble wrap and sellotape. Down here, we've got like my papers, sticker papers, normal paper, glossy paper, card, any type of paper, and these are the backing cards I use for some of my prints. Down here we've got some more paper, everything I use to make my Animal Crossing amiibo keyrings. So yeah, it's pretty nice, great to have everything organized and have everything there. It's super easy to grab right next to my desk, which is over here. So here we've got my main desk area. So this is where I do most of my work. And we've got my iMac and a bunch of stationery and little accessories and stuff I need for day-to-day life. We've got my microphone, my lamp, which is really cool and fancy. I got this one gifted. You may have seen it a few years ago. I love it. And then we have my normal printer as well. So on this, I print pretty much everything really that isn't Sublimation printed or prints I sell. So my stickers, anything for packaging, stuff like that all comes from this printer. Underneath we have this massive set of drawers. So when I bought these, I don't know if you remember back in my move-in video from probably 2021, I think, we had a huge issue with getting furniture from IKEA. And it was so difficult because everything kept going out of stock. I think the IKEAs had just reopened after the pandemic and it was chaos. It was so difficult to get stuff. And unfortunately, I did end up getting these drawers in beige rather than white, which was kind of annoying because it's quite expensive, but just one of those things, and it's not too bad. It's fine. It's fine, but yeah, it's not, I wouldn't have picked this colour. Even though the colour may not be fantastic, it is amazing for storage. I have this drawer insert where I keep just lots of different bits and pieces. These are my stickers, thank you cards that I use for my orders. I've got labels. This is what I use to like label the prices on my stock and things. Just some random bits for packing orders, more labels. Yeah, just a whole lot of random stationery. And this organizer really helps keep it all organized and tidy, and I know where everything is. So in here we have all my cellophane bags, and we have these little bags I use to put my keyrings in to make sure they arrive safe. Plus we've got some tissue paper down here at the bottom. Then in here we have all my bags I use for shipping out orders if they need to be in one of these grey bag things, and these like sweet bags which are also good for shipping orders out. Then I have all this paper, so this is mostly coloured and patterned paper. This is really good for using to take photos of products and stuff, so you'll see most of this in the background of my product photos. We've just got a bunch of random supplies like my resin, lamp, batteries, like different tags and stuff, tape and string and things. Down here we have all my sketchbooks. And right at the bottom we have my canvases, and I've also got some spare mats for my silhouette machine. So now we're getting towards the end of the tour. I'm going to show you my big desk. So you get a lot of storage out of this. I can easily grab all my paints and paintbrushes. I've got pens, sketchbooks, Posca markers. Everything you can need is on this. It's great, it's amazing, and it really helps kind of encourage me to stay creative and keep making things, as everything is right there in my vision. I mean, this table is getting pretty dirty now, but yeah, I love it. It's so good, and it's just nice to have an extra surface to put things on as well, so it's really super handy. I'm not sure how well you can tell, but it's on an ever so slight slope. This is because of the legs, which are really cool. It has legs that you can adjust and you can store more things on. So here I've got some more paints, things like that, and a tray on top of it. And the same again down here, we've got all my spray paints and some chalk markers. This pegboard is amazing just for keeping so many things on. I mean, we've got so much stuff on. I guess you can kind of see where everything is, you know, paintbrushes, pencils, Posca markers, and then we've got gouache, watercolors, and some like extra tools and stuff there. Plus my Animal Crossing calendar, which is there. It's currently April, probably not by the time you're watching this video, but it is right now. Actually on a fake wall that my dad set up, and it is screwed into the ceiling. This is because there's absolutely nowhere else for it to go because of all the sloped ceilings. But that means it makes for a perfect little storage cupboard area. We were gonna put a curtain across, but yeah, we haven't done that yet. I keep all my stuff for conventions and markets down here. So these boxes are currently full with all my market supplies from my last market, but I will go through all this and repack it for Comic-Con. And honestly, they just kind of stay full the entire time. I don't really empty it out very much, except for when I'm changing from a small market to a big convention. That's probably the only time I go through it. If you can see in the back there, there's 2 more boxes there stacked on top of each other. One of them is empty and the other one is filled with lots of market displays and things like that that I don't really use anymore, but don't want to get rid of because I might need them in the future. I've also got my cushions down there too. Then last but not least, we have this set of drawers. So in here I keep a bunch of supplies that I need for conventions or markets and stuff. And we've just got like random pegs and clips and stuff in there. This is where I keep all my bags that you guys will get your products in if you buy anything from me. Here, this drawer has a bunch of random bits, mostly hooks and things for my display. Then at the bottom, we just have my high-vis jackets, which are very important for a lot of conventions, and then bed sheets, which I use to secure my display at night. I hope you enjoyed looking through my studio. This has been a really great space, and honestly, I'm very lucky to have it, and I am worried I'm never gonna have a space as big as this ever again. So I'm very scared of overfilling this room and not being able to move into somewhere smaller. But yeah, it's so nice having this much space and being able to move around as much as I want. It's actually made my life so much easier in some ways because I can just store all my convention stuff behind here. I don't have to constantly keep repacking boxes and things. I can just shove them away, forget about them, and maybe add a few bits and pieces of things that I've sold out. If you ever have room to keep your market boxes packed, do it. It saves you so much time, and I'm so lucky that I'm able to do that and hide everything behind this wall. I'm gonna end this video here. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will read every single one of them and reply to you all. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be the first to be notified for when I next upload. Don't forget to check out my shop and all my other social medias, which are linked down below in the description, because that would really mean a lot if you could check me out and give me a follow over there, or maybe even have a browse through my shop and see if there's anything you like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!